Welcome back to Cricbuzz Live. The game is finally on after a lot of Kabhi Na, Kabhi Ha. Like Rohan said, I've got Rohan and Murali Kartik with me. It's been a long wait. The Pakistani players reached the ground. They almost looked tired when they reached the ground when we saw those visuals. But finally, the game is on.
Yeah, finally the game is on. Finally, we're going to get a game of cricket. All that chaos aside, now it's up to the Pakistan players to say, okay, listen, we're on the field. We're better than them. We're better than UAE on paper. Now we've got to show it on the cricket field.
Well, UAE have won the toss and they have decided to bowl first, Kartik. We'll have a look at the playing 11s, but good choice to go ahead and bowl first.
Interesting what we heard Mohammad Wasim say, that it's very different conditions from what they've had. Slightly cooler is what they're feeling, because that's not been the case. It's been pretty warm. And he said for the first time we are expecting some dew, and that is understandable because the surface temperature and the aerial temperature, if they're different, and if they're the same, you don't get any dew. And if it's slightly different, you got cooler air, then there is a chance of dew. So maybe that's one of the reasons why he felt there could be dew and he decided to bowl first. So interesting, yeah. I like this call from Mohammad Wasim. It's about doing your skills right now.
See, all that he said was genetics in terms of, we knew about his family's educational qualification, how everyone in his family has honestly,
now
their educational qualifications are very high.
Ignoring you.
This is why I ignore him, because I keep getting sledged by him. All my life I've been sledged by him. Can you imagine? He's the only batter who sledges you.
Well, there has been not sledging, but lots of chatter off the field. But like Rohan and Kartik have said, the game's on and it's very important that the players come out and perform. Why this is such an important game, the points table will tell us. If whichever team loses, they will have to say goodbye to the Asia Cup because, Rohan, we know the famous song, "The winner takes it all."
Yeah. Well, look, this is a knockout game. Simple as that. And that's why I said earlier on, UAE should have protested, said, listen, no, we don't want to play, qualify for the Super Fours. But I guess sportsman spirit showed by UAE saying that, no, we'll play the game. We'll take our chances against this Pakistan team, which might be distracted with what's going on. But here's hoping we had a good game of cricket.
We'll have a look at UAE's playing 11, Kartik. They've gone ahead with just that one change. Simranjeet is in.
Yeah.
And you said, we were chatting about how you're a little surprised because they've got that extra spinner coming.
Yeah, they removed Saiyami Kher from the playing 11.
You need to give context.
Mohammad Jawad bowls off the wrong foot. And Saiyami, if anyone who has seen Saiyami bowl, she bowls off the wrong foot, right or left of the wrong foot. So that's why I call her Sai. But anyways, I was a bit surprised because he said that it's cooler and this is what it is. And there was a tinge of green, which we haven't seen on the surface. So they're deciding to go with Simranjeet on the left arm spin. That's an interesting call, having said what he said at the toss. But again, look, if they feel that maybe Simran can come into play and given the size of the boundaries, and he seems to be like an experienced bowler, maybe that's what they feel. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Lalchand Rajput has also had a say in the composition of that playing 11.
We'll have a look at Pakistan's 11 as well. They had gone unchanged for 3 games, but they've gone ahead with 2 changes in here, Rohan. Khushdil Shah, the spinner, comes in and Haris Rauf is in. There was a lot of discussion on why Haris Rauf isn't in.
Yeah.
But finally he gets a game in, so he'll want to prove a point.
Yeah, and a crucial game. It's as we've been saying, it's a knockout game. It's a game which who wins goes through. So you've got the experience of Haris Rauf, the quality of Haris Rauf. We sometimes talk about experience, but we forget the skill set that these players possess, the quality that these players possess. And Haris Rauf has a lot of quality. So I can understand why they've got him in with the experience, the quality. They know there's been, again, I keep going back to, it's not the ideal preparation for such an important game. But so they've gone for the experience of Haris, and hopefully that will help them in this game.
Also, he is the highest wicket taker in terms of pacers for Pakistan after the T20 World Cup. And then he doesn't make it to the playing 11. So it's really confusing with their selection.
Look, you're going to be confused all the time when you think, looking for logic in many of their selections. And that has not been happening from now. It's been happening for a very, very long time. There are innumerable instances and stories. We can sit here all night talking about those stories. But look, Haris Rauf has got the pace. He's somebody who's seen as an enforcer. And it'll be interesting to see how he goes because he's been sitting out. And he is one of those guys, if you meet him, he wants to prove a point. I'm pretty sure that he'll be raring to go. He would have been told that he's going to play, and then given the uncertainty over the game, obviously he's experienced enough to handle it, but good to see Haris playing.
Because, you know, when I see that Pakistan 11, what I'm reminded of is Pakistan is brutally fast bowling. Ever since we've been young, we've been seeing that. Even with Haris, Shaheen Shah and Naseem, we know what they used to do. When we look back into when the 90s kids have grown up, they've watched, of course, the great Waqar Younis, and they've watched Wasim Akram. So we know with Pakistan, it's brutal pace.
Yep.
But when you see that 11, when have they turned into a spinning side? Because they have a dominant spin attack and their pacers are sitting back.
I think what's happened is over the last few years, especially in test matches, they've started preparing rank turners at home. And when you're preparing rank turners at home, you'll find a lot of spinners coming through. With every nation, I mean, there was a time when you look at the way we played cricket in the 90s at home, we were preparing turners. And then you had a lot of spinners coming around. Kartik will tell you better. I mean, it was around the time 1992. I remember when England came to play India, we just prepared absolute turners.
It's a regime change.
Yeah,
as well.
and then absolutely. And then once the mindset changed and we started encouraging fast bowling and bowlers, we then had a cupboard full of fast bowlers. I mean, you look at, if anything, our spin bowling department right now is a lot more bare than our fast bowling department, because we've now, across the country in domestic games, we prepare green top pitches, which help medium pacers, which encourage bowlers, younger bowlers, to take up medium pace. I think in Pakistan, though, it might be the opposite case now, where you think, okay, listen, they're preparing pitches which suit spinners, so we've got to, as young kids, you start taking up spin bowling.
But when they're preparing spinner-friendly tracks, the batting is not really, the numbers are not really adding up there, because against India, there were 13 overs of spin played, 65 runs, they lost 6 wickets. So if you are producing those tracks, then the batters also need to be able to play that spin, which clearly they're not.
Look, again, it works everywhere. I think even in India, we've had that problem, isn't it? Just think of all our gun batters, their averages have come down. Think of Virat. Of late, the last, 9-10 years, we've been playing on lots of spin-friendly tracks. So you look at the numbers of many of our batters, it's not easy, never easy, because spinning tracks from day one is very different. And again, from a point of view of how many players play domestic spin. That's also a crucial thing. It's not just playing spin at the international level. It's also playing spin in your domestic first-class level and on a consistent basis. So it works both ways. So it'll be interesting. Again, coming back to what you guys were talking about, there was a time when anybody who came to bowl in the nets, net bowlers were also extremely fast.
True.
It was just unbelievable. You just felt that was the ideal preparation for playing against Pakistan when you went to Pakistan, because the bowlers in the nets were also extremely fast. But look, it's about what you have right now. Sometimes it's also playing into the conditions or playing with the conditions. It's not that they don't have. They've also had a fair share of injuries, they're fast bowlers, and they've lost a bit of form. They've lost a bit of pace. But right now, they have gone, as Rohan mentioned, when they've played at home, there have been a few tracks which have been pretty spin-friendly, which we didn't normally see. Normally, Pakistan wickets are very, very flat. They were always called the graveyard for spinners, whoever went there. And it's happened from the past. You think of our quartet, our greats, even they struggled over there. But look, it is what it is right now, and it's about putting your best foot forward. And for right now, they've got Haris Rauf who's got pretty decent gas.
Well, he's got decent gas, all right. But if Pakistan do go forward and if they win today, they're up against really top quality spinners. They're going to be playing Sri Lanka, India, Afghanistan. So top quality spinners, do you think they can find a quick fix to the problem they're having against spin?
I think they can, because they've got quality batters. They've just got to, I think it's a question of getting the confidence going. In terms of, in a T20 game, in a 5-day game, it's different. It's completely different, and that's when the real test comes through. In a T20 game, you get the first 2 balls for a boundary, hit the first 2 balls for a boundary, the spinner will be under pressure. And maybe Kartik will be able to tell you better, because he's played a lot more T20 than I have, and as a spinner, of course. Does maybe your mindset change for the last 3 deliveries of the over, where you're thinking, okay, listen, I'm not trying to get a wicket here. I'm trying to make sure that I don't concede another 4 or another 6. So the key is to try and get a boundary or so off the first few deliveries, and then transfer the pressure back onto the spinner, and that is what they might have to do when they come up against the better bowlers.
Look, I feel it is obviously a case, but also depends on the surface. On a flat track, normally we do talk about not giving away a boundary of the very first ball because it's a wicket is flat and you want to start well, and you also want to finish well. But on tracks which are conducive to spin, I think the dot ball factor comes into play, because if you try and smash every ball, which doesn't work, you're up against the likes of Varun Chakravarti, Kuldeep Yadav, Rashid Khan. On spin conducive tracks, you have to find another game. You have to look for singles, find a game where you can keep milking singles and then look for the boundary ball. So it works differently when it comes to spin friendly or slightly sticky wickets. Flat wickets, I understand. What Rohan is saying is absolutely right. As a spinner, you're always under pressure, that you want to start well, you want to finish well, and in between string a good over. So yeah, I think last game against India, they were found wanting because the dot ball factor was too much. They spoke about setting a good target, but they got into that phase where they were not able to find singles, and that is where a game which is the middle ground on tracks like that, it's not just about slam bang hitting, it's also about finding a middle ground on such tracks, which is very important in T20 cricket.
Clearly, you're reading the mind of our viewers, Kartik. That's what is happening, because we've got a question which is exactly what you're talking about. We'll have a look at the RCB question. This comes from Karan Mehta. Mehta kya kehta? Wow, it's quite a name. In the era of hard-hitting T20 cricket of 4s and 6s, do low-scoring contests on such pitches also show the importance of strike rotation? Exactly what you were talking about. You've just become Nostradamus. That's what's happening. But Rohan, I'll come to you with it. The batter.
They're very important, because I think especially those middle overs after the power play is over, I think on low scoring pitches the aim should be to hit one boundary and over and try and get about 4 or 5 singles. So you're going at about 9 or 10. And what happens with the quality of batters that we see these days, and when I say quality of batters that we see these days, every batter has the ability to hit 4s and 6s, otherwise they wouldn't be in a T20 international side. Now, when the bad ball presents itself, if it's a half volley or a short pitched ball, they'll put that away in their sleep. You wake them up at 3 in the morning, Surya Kumar Yadav will hit a short pitch delivery wherever he wants. It's no problem to him. It's when the good delivery is bowled, what do you do? On flat pitches, you'll try and hit that for a boundary or a 6. You'll be a little bit more aggressive. On pitches like this, which are not really conducive to shot making, on the good delivery, you've got to give respect, use your wrist work, try and get a single, rotate the strike. Because the half volley, the short pitch delivery, you will hit for 4. So yes, strike rotation does become very important on pitches like this.
And that's something that Virat Kohli just does so beautifully, because we've seen him, and why he's such a great is because of the way he rotates strike.
100%. And that is what I dread as a spinner. In T20 cricket, I'm happy. I'm happy to give 6 singles. Because if as a bowler, I'm thinking 24 runs, I'm going to help some other bowler at the other end, because I am not going for boundaries. But in one-day cricket and in test match cricket, the ball I want to bowl is a dot ball. And if as a batter, he's constantly milking me, it doesn't help me at all. It just feels bad as a bowler that your skills are far inferior to that of the batter. So completely, and it's a skill. Again, it's something which you keep practicing. It's not just about hitting 4s. And I think as a spinner and as a bowler, I can tell you that in trying to bowl a dot ball, you end up overcompensating and going for that boundary ball. Yeah. So if T20 cricket, I'm happy. You want to take me for 6 singles, 6 into 4, 24. None for 24, I'm happy.
Yes.
So if 4 bowlers or 5 bowlers think like that, you're only chasing 120, 130, it doesn't happen. The odd bowler is going to go for runs. But in one-day cricket and other formats, and even in sticky games, even in tough games, I think on surfaces which are helping a spinner, I want to bowl that dot ball. And if somebody's got the skill to take me down for a single wherever, it could be a soft hand, guide here, guide there, hit one, run down the track, I'm fuming as a spinner. And I think that's where that skill comes. Virat was very good in a different way. Look at Surya, what he does. Surya has got that long reach, and sometimes he sweeps you, not to get a 4, but just to take you off your length.
Yes.
He hits a hard sweep to even deep mid-wicket and deep square leg just to find a single. And I think that's a skill which you have.
Well, Mehta kya kehta? I think you've got a really nice answer from both Rohan and Kartik. Talking about someone who will want to get those dot balls coming in is Junaid Siddiqui. He's coming out to bowl. Rohan, I'm sure you've seen him in
leagues.
In the leagues, he's played the the T10 as well.
T20. So look, he is someone who's got a lot of white ball experience.
Yes.
He is someone...
Highest wicket taker for UAE.
Yes.
100 wickets.
And when you look at... UAE, you look at that 11, he is one of the players who you think of as he needs to have a good day for UAE to be competitive in the game. The captain Mohammad Wasim, they need to have good days. So where the bowling's concerned, he's got to shoulder the responsibility. He's got to take charge and say, listen, I'm going to come in and I'm going to provide maybe an early breakthrough or two and put pressure on Pakistan, and I'm going to be the guy who's the captain of the bowling department.
Yes. So, well, UAE fans are going to be pinning their hopes on his shoulders. He took those 4 wickets against Oman, so he likes giving that start to UAE as well. But quite a story, isn't it? Because he was born in Pakistan. His father wanted him to play for Pakistan. Then he followed his intuition, came to UAE, now is playing for UAE against Pakistan.
Yeah.
Is this the knockout game?
Yeah, absolutely. And I sometimes wonder, is that a motivating factor for many people? Think of the expats who are going to be playing against India or Indians. I was thinking on these lines when India played USA, we had Netravalkar from...
Yeah, I saw somewhere that Unmukh Chand said he went from Delhi to USA to play international cricket.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that given the vast resources and the vast talent pool that we have, the guys who miss out, you feel for them because it's not easy. You look at the enormity of the situation, only that many get to play. And when you hear stories like these, when they've gone to other pastures to make a living, follow their passion and play for their country of what choice now? Is that the right word? Not the place of birth. It makes for a fascinating story, and maybe all of them are extra motivated because they're going to be up against Pakistan. They might feel, oh, you didn't give us a chance to play. We are going to prove a point or want to prove a point. Yeah, so fascinating.
It's like what you said when in the domestic circuit, all the railways players felt.
Yeah.
Because when you played against the state that you grew up in.
Or got rejected from.
Yeah, yeah, similar.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
No, but even this is such a heartwarming story. Like you said, it might just motivate him to come out and perform even better. But he is the reason why UAE is playing, because in the ACC Premier Final, he's the one who took those 3 wickets,
Absolutely.
which is the reason why they are here when the last game against Oman. So he's here because of the way he's been performing. Rohan, a lot of these leagues, they perform well. They come to the stage with Asia Cup, a lot of eyeballs on them, and everyone is wanting to come to the IPL as well. So you think this must be playing on their mind? Someone like a Junaid Siddiqui?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you want to impress the IPL scouts. It's a T20 game. You put in a good performance against a team of Pakistan's caliber, and suddenly everyone will be noticing you. We've seen a lot of players from Afghanistan do well in leagues and then come into and play IPL, and what happens then is your cricket improves because you're rubbing shoulders
against the big
You're
boys.
playing against the big boys. You're rubbing shoulders against the very best. You're practicing with the very best. You are suddenly, you're seeing how, the number 1 batter in the world, the number 1 bowler in the world are preparing for games. So not just in terms of, physical preparation, but mentally what you need to do and to improve yourself. So your cricket overall improves.
Well, he was playing for the Sharjah Warriors and doing very well. So he has rubbed shoulders with the big Pollards and Purans. But this is the big stage because he's playing for his country. So he wants to take that next step forward and make sure he performs well today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think nothing bigger than playing for your country. Yes, these are all your areas of learning. As Rohan mentioned, when you're practicing, playing with the best, you tend to learn from those different circumstances, tend to learn from those great players. So it's a giant umbrella, so to say, most of these leagues to learn from. But at the end of the day, representing your country and whatever you want to represent in, I think it's a big honor and it's a big thing. And you want to prove yourself because at the end of the day, you get remembered for all of those. And also in your own head, space, all the achievements in franchise and all that is fine, but you always remember what you've done for your country. And I think that doesn't go away at all.
Even fans, You know, while no one takes away anything from franchise cricket, but if you ask Indian cricket fans to name you, you tell them, oh, listen, can you name the 2011 World Cup winning team? They'll name you everyone. You ask them to name the 1983 World Cup winning team, they'll tell you everyone. You ask them who won the IPL in 2014, only the fans of that franchise will know.
Correct.
But if you ask them, can you name all players in that squad, they might struggle. But that doesn't happen with the national team. So it's clearly, like you said, you know, it's not just a step above, but a few steps above winning
100%.
with your country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Producer's heard because 2014 KKR won, and he says, I know every single member in that squad, but that's then a fan who is a KKR fan.
But why do you think I said, because I'm a KKR, but I'm a KKR fan.
Yes.
Ask a few of our people about RCB and they will all remember for life.
They will. We know that office upstairs and the number of fans that we have. But it's time for us to do something which I've been a little lucky with.
You've been very good at. You can't say very lucky. You've been very good at.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you had asked me this about 2 hours ago, I'd have said my prediction for the power play would have been dash. First inning score would have been dash.
And we would have asked for points.
And I would have got 100, like 100% bullseye.
But we're not lucky now.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
So we want you to go first today.
So I go first. Pakistan batting first in Dubai. I'm going with 128.
Ooh.
That's it.
Yeah, because I read a stat.
I'm going to go a little higher.
Pakistan batting first, 128.
I'm going 158.
Ooh.
I'm just going with what's happened in that stadium.
Yeah,
Fine. I'm going slightly higher. You said 158. I'm going 167.
All right then, 158.
I'm hoping for Saim Ayub to fire today. 128.
Yeah,
That's fine. She said
No. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just thinking because she's had all the.
See, the thing is, she's gone with stats.
I'm going with stats today.
She's going with stats, and I get that.
That instinct today.
I'm going. I get that, but I'm also going with what Mohammad Wasim said, that it's slightly cooler, slightly different. There's going to be a little bit of dew.
Yeah, but also might move around. You all spoke about it yesterday.
Yeah,
the cool air, the breeze there.
Yeah.
So.
No, Pakistan batting first, so that's.
So what did I say? 158.
You said 158. You said 167.
Actually, I'll go with 154.
You're going down.
Yeah, 154.
You know, this is now becoming like what GK does during the IPL. He, in the power play, takes a show till the third over. And then make sure he can guess in the third over. So I don't think...
154,
we don't want to win like that.
Huh?
We don't want to win like that.
No, I'm going 154.
All right, Rohan's changed to 154. You stick to 167.
I stick to 167.
And I will stick to 128. We're going to stick to our guns. We've got a nice 7-course meal laid out today for a long night. So that's what we're going to be doing. And we will come back at the 10 over point with all the updates. So do join us there. Thank you so much for watching Cricbuzz Live.